Hey everyone, welcome back to your favorite pirate crew. Today we are going to talk about Mihawk revealing that he joined Buggy out of fear. If you would like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. Pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to our channel, that way you will join our pirate crew and earn a devil fruit or master your favorite hack. It would also help our crew a lot if you leave your thumbs up on today's video, so together we can become Yonkos. Now let's continue with today's video. Mihawk, known to this day as the most powerful swordsman in the world for his natural abilities and great threat just by looking at him, is eagerly awaiting the day when his disciple and sort of rival, Zoro, reaches his level and finally surpasses him. It seems strange to think of it this way, but it really seems to be the case as we have seen throughout the series, as Mihawk has come to respect him deeply after seeing him try so hard. Nowadays, with Zoro having gone through so many battles and having directly faced a Yonkou, would he already be able to defeat Mihawk with his abilities? Or is it still a long way to go before he surpasses him? Well, it is about these two characters that we will talk today, discussing, in the end, whether or not Zoro is prepared to defeat the great Mihawk. Mihawk is a world-famous pirate who holds the title of World's Strongest Swordsman. He was one of the 7 Sea Warlords, the first revealed and formally introduced until the dissolution of the group. Defeating him is the current goal of Roronoa. Mihawk's place of residence is Karaigana Island, on which he served during the 2-year time skip as Zoro's master in his fencing training. Mihawk is quite serious. He rarely smiles, and he has only been seen laughing twice so far. Took the revelation about Luffy being Dragon's son in stride, despite the surprise of those around him. He never reveals emotions unnecessarily on the battlefield, even when something unexpected happens. As an infamous pirate, he is not someone who is ambitious or cruel, and his only goal in life is to be outclassed by another swordsman. He shows a sense of honor by recognizing and respecting the swordsman code and even reluctantly allowed Zoro the luxury of training at his hands for his dedication and selflessness. He is also not afraid to reference his title of World's Strongest Swordsman in relation to himself, indicating a high level of confidence in his own abilities. He takes pride in his fencing, believing that a cut on his sword is a stain on his pride. He is confident in his strength. Mihawk keeps his feet on the ground. In fact, he has a desire to see Zoro surpass him after witnessing his incredible will and determination after the battle. When he speaks with Zoro, he states that he will wait for him no matter how long it takes and notes that he will remain the strongest swordsman in the world. To this end, Mihawk watches Zoro's progression and is delighted when Zoro earns his first reward. After the war in Marineford, Zoro bowed to Mihawk, requesting training from the warlord. Mihawk initially rejected this request as Zoro reacted to an inability to defeat the human drills and escape the island. He scolded Zoro and lamented for overestimating the swordsman. When Zoro explained that he had defeated the human drills and required training from Mihawk to defeat him, Mihawk commented that Zoro must have found something more valuable than his ambition to make the request. He agreed to the request and ordered Perona to fix Zoro so that the training could begin. Mihawk was a strict teacher when he was Zoro's sword master during the 2-year time skip. When teaching Zoro how to use haki, he forbade Zoro to drink alcohol until he had completely mastered infusing his swords with Buso's Hoku haki. Mihawk is one of the most powerful pirates that have appeared so far, possessing incredible skill in battle. So far, it has only been indicated that his abilities are of pure skill and power. This makes Mihawk one of the few known warlords whose strength is based solely on natural abilities. Mihawk has remained unharmed so far throughout the series, despite participating in the Marineford War, in which many of the most powerful people in the world were injured. Zoro himself admitted that even after training with Mihawk, he is still nowhere near his skill level as a swordsman, further attesting to Mihawk's combat and fighting prowess. Part of Mihawk's abilities as the world's strongest swordsman is his immense physical strength, which he complements with his supreme mastery of fencing. Mihawk's sword strikes are executed with tremendous power and are able to easily create immensely powerful air slashes with an enormous range, enough to split large battleships and an ice mountain with ease. He was also able to stop Zoro, a formidable swordsman with enormous strength, with just a single dagger that he held in one hand. Mihawk is the strongest swordsman in the world, possessing unmatched skill with any kind of sword. His supreme mastery of fencing was proven when he effortlessly defeated Zoro, a swordsman who is known throughout East Blue, 2 years earlier with a single dagger that he uses as a dinner knife. He is known for often dueling with Emperor Shanks when they were young. And then, in contrast, we have Zoro, being the fighter of the Straw Hat Pirate. As a master of the three-sword style, a fencing style he created during his childhood training in Shimatsuki Village, Zoro is among the 3 most powerful fighters of the Straw Hats, alongside Luffy and Sanji. His dream is to become the greatest swordsman in the world, in order to honor a promise he made to his late childhood friend Kuina. Zoro has dedicated his life to becoming a powerful swordsman and fighter. Even before joining the crew, he was known for his excellent skills and accomplishments in battle. Alongside Luffy and Sanji, Zoro is considered one of the Straw Hat Monster trio due to his strength. Zoro's infamy has often been treated as losing only to his captain, and in some cases, he has even been mistaken as the leader of the Straw Hats due to his more extensive reputation. During the crew's journey, Zoro came into possession of some of the most legendary swords in history and used them to improve his skills and develop the most devastating attacks. Since entering the New World, he has rarely been injured or given a serious challenge, defeating Monet with his sheer strength alone without haki, scaring her to the point of being unable to control her elemental form. His first genuine challenge was a brief confrontation with one of the admirals, Isho, who described his attack as ferocious, despite being contained by gravitational force. During the incursion at Onigashima, he faced the Emperor Kaido, famous as the strongest creature in the world, both in his animal and hybrid form, wounding him despite the tremendous toughness of his body, giving him his second scar since Kojiki Oden, earning him his recognition. In his battle against King Kaido's right-hand man and one of the three all-stars of the Beast Pirates, Zoro was able to apply House Hoku Haki and Busos Hoku Haki to his three swords, causing significant damage and defeating the extremely resilient Lunarian despite being severely wounded and near exhaustion, while the former was closer to top condition. Although Zoro usually wields three swords as part of his style known as the three-sword style, he proved to be an exceptional duelist and fighter while wielding two swords or even just one. Zoro's fencing style incorporates his tremendous physical strength to overwhelm opponents and cause significant damage with his sword strikes, aided by the quality of swords he currently possesses. After the time skip, Zoro also demonstrated the ability to use other types of blades to complement or even fully execute his attacks. As a Ronin in Huana, he was able to cut through part of an entire building several meters away from him with only one blade, both handle-less and knife-like, intended to be used to commit seppuku. Later, after losing Shusui, he incorporated a large scythe into his three-sword style and was able to use it to defeat Kamazo. Despite apparently losing the sight of his left eye during the time skip, this has not yet been shown to be a liability for Zoro in any of his battles. In the raid on Onigashima, Zoro was also shown to be able to replicate the sword styles of other swordsmen through observation alone, being able to almost perfectly replicate the Foxfire style without prior instruction. When we compare these two characters, a few things become clear to us. The first is that although Mihawk is mighty, slowly, Zoro is catching up to him. The character realized that he was still too weak to even be able to train with him before the time skip, but he demonstrated an admirable ability over the next few sagas after his training and learning of haki. We also saw that he was able to defeat one of Kaido's most powerful crew members, and was also able to injure this same Yonkao. Alone is worthy of praise, but is he currently capable of taking on Mihawk? Could he, at the level he is at now, have finally surpassed him? Well, it seems possible that he might be able to take him on mano a mano, but there are no indications that he can overcome him so easily. There's also the possibility that Zoro may need to face him, or may be able to face him, again in the future in an eventual arc. This is because there is still the Great War arc that can bring back several characters and that can revive several fights that have already happened and can happen again as rematches, or fights can happen that many have been waiting for a long time because they were already scripted and promised. Fact is that, eventually, Zoro will overcome Mihawk, whether it will be by defeating someone he has not yet been able to, whether it will be in a rematch like the first fight between them, or perhaps in a very different way that we have yet to even imagine. But regardless of how it is or happens, Zoro will become the greatest swordsman in the world as he has always wanted and fought to become. But what about you? Do you think Zoro has really surpassed Mihawk? Do you think he has already surpassed him? Could he beat him in a new fight? Leave your opinion in the comments. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any suggestions for a video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.